Have you ever thought about how a vinyl record actually works? Imagine this is the Death Star, and you are Luke Skywalker going on a trench run, and you're about to fly straight down into this groove, which is like a trench. But what you'll find as you fly in, you won't find a rectangular groove the way you see it in the trench run. What you will find is a valley, and you're traveling through that valley at 45 rounds per minute. Imagine being on the Death Star and you're going around that thing 45 times in 1 minute. That's how fast you're going at the starting groove of a record. Imagine the needle like a finger that basically comes in here and feels the different texture and vibrations and then carries that information as electrical signals out, which then gets converted into sound waves. That's what a needle does as it travels through the groove. So if you were to fly that, say you are Luke Skywalker in your X-Wing, and you're flying through this valley of sound, you will see waves that are long, and you'll see increasingly shorter waves sitting on top of those. Those long waves, that's your bass. That's the kick drum, bass lines, etc., sitting right down there. This side is your left ear, and the other side is your right ear. So these are your stereo channels on each side of the valley. And what you want, especially if you want a lot of bass, you want really deep grooves. If they weren't perfectly at the same level, you could actually, with a loud enough record, skip the needle, the finger going through here, over to the next groove, if that wasn't done properly. So it's really, really important to have very, very deep grooves, which gives you more clarity and gives you much, much better stability. But of course, if you imagine now the surface, the deeper the groove is, the less space you have for music. So albums, for example, would often have 20 minutes of music on each side. But that's not really good for electronic music, because electronic music needs the volume and it needs the clarity in the bass, because that's what everybody hears, and you need it to be more durable as well. So the last thing you wanted was shallow grooves. You needed deep grooves. So therefore, that's how the vinyl single became such a standard for electronic music DJs, because it could produce the best fidelity and would have the most longevity. But that is basically how a vinyl record works. It's a giant trench run at 45 rounds per minute that the needle has to traverse every single rotation. So please follow my channel for more interesting factoids about pressing and releasing records from the early 2000s. And also I have DJ sets on my YouTube channel, so please go and check those out. And please leave a comment if you have any questions. I might even make a video about it.